What's going on, guys? So I gave the machine shop a call and they said the drive shaft probably won't be done till about Friday. That really won't give me a lot of time to test the car and make sure I can work out the kinks before I drive it almost 2.5 hours to Charlotte and then another hour and a half to Hickory. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start working on the motor that I was gonna put in, that I'm putting in my Integra, which is my daily driver. A guy already bought the motor and he wants me to swap it into his EK hatchback. So what I'm gonna start doing is working on the short block for this, which I'm gonna put new piston rings in and check the bearings, make sure everything is good. I'm gonna hone the block cylinders and I'm just gonna refreshing the bottom end. I have a built Type R head for it with crane stage 1 cams, which are a little bit more duration than Type R cams. And the head is currently in this car right now. I really didn't make a lot of power on that bottom end because that bottom end was sprayed like 170 shot of nitrous when it was an LS, and it smokes like God knows what. So hopefully on my setup it should make about 180, 185. I don't really care about how much power it makes. I just want to put the motor in this shell, in this chassis, because I'm not a fan of H22s and it kind of doesn't vibe with me in this car. So I got this motor sold, which takes care of this motor sitting around. So what I'm gonna do is swap the LS VTEC into this car and put AC on it. Maybe during the winter time, it probably really wouldn't matter anyway. And I'm gonna try to sell it next year, depending on around the time that my son gets here, because my son's supposed to be born in January. So, and I plan on getting a Tahoe or a Suburban anyway, because now I have 4 kids, so I need the extra room. If I end up liking the car, I'll probably end up keeping it and probably just put a little eBay turbo on it on a log manifold, still keep AC, that way I can ride the kids around in the car if I need to. All right guys, so I got cylinder 1, cylinder 4 and cylinder 1 pistons out. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do 1 and 4 at the same time, and then 2 and 3. And then once I get those in and get them done, I have the rings over here in a box. I have to pull them out. I'll get the water pump on because it did come in, and I get the head off the green car and clean it up, and I'll assemble the long block. All right guys, so I got the number 1 and number 4 rods back in. Already re-ringed it, honed the cylinders. I'll flip it over and show you the hone. I'm about to torque the rod bolts to 23 foot-pounds, and then I'm gonna start on number 2 and number 3. Unless I'm drunk or I'm high, but I'm both right now. Got me talking about my This is the head that I'm about to pull off. I'm going to start by taking the intake, not the intake, the exhaust manifold off, then the distributor and the spark plug wires, the valve cover, remove this hose, and just unplug the harness. And once I do that, I'll be able to unbolt the head from the block and pick it up. Wow! No worries, I got another one. Alright guys, so I got the head off the car. I'm about to put the head on the block. Head sitting over there on the floor. Head sitting right here. I already cleaned it off. I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna get the crank bolt out of the old motor and the timing cover and the crank pulley. Well, I can't get the timing cover yet. I can't put the timing cover on until I take the motor out because I need the 3-post mount that's on that motor. And then tomorrow morning I'll come here really early, pull the motor out of that. I'll go and get an axle and fluids for the Integra, and I'll pull the motor out of that, put this motor in, and then get it running. It's always important to lube up. You don't want to go in dry. Okay, so the motor's timed, and I'm going to adjust the valves and just lay the valve cover on, then I'm gonna get out of here. I realized that the flywheel that I need for this motor is on that car too. So I do have a new clutch over there, some eBay Johnny. So I'm just gonna put it on there. And I'm not trying to make like tons of power and turbo the car anyway, so it will hold. All right guys, so here she is. It's my $160 eBay header. That's megaphone. I don't know if you can see it or not. And it has great clearance. It's not bolted up right now, but there's a lot of clearance in between the oil pan and the motor. What I am gonna do is I'm going to weld the collector to the header, because these bolts tend to always back out, and I don't want to lose the midsection of the exhaust going down the highway. So this thing should be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and get the header off the motor, and I'm gonna put it on this bench, and I'm gonna weld it up, and then I'll shoot an outro. Alright guys, so I got the header welded up. I'm on the way home right now. Tomorrow I'll get the motor pulled out of the green car, get the motor pulled out of this, and we'll have running that little VTEC by the end of the day. So I hope you guys have a good day, and check in, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you later.